gentlemen, what's going on? Welcome to episode 181 of the It's Obvious podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Preston Pugh, and I'm joined by my two best friends, Garrett Drake.
Howdy, boys.
And Jacob Alka.
Hi.
It's good to be back. Sorry I've been gone.
Yeah, it's good to have you back.
I feel like I shouldn't
last.
even be hosting or introing or anything because I'm so rarely here. But
well, you're much better at it than I am, so it's good to have you back.
It's good to be back.
For that, at the very least.
Well, thanks.
You can go now.
All right.
Bye now.
How you guys been?
I've been pretty well. How are you, Jacob?
I'm good. I'm very good. It's a nasty, wet day here in Georgia.
Nasty?
Yeah.
I don't get why people say it's a nasty day when it's raining.
You get all wet and you get rained on. And
Now, it can make nasty things like mud, for example, is pretty
Yeah.
nasty, and soppy, wet grass and everything, but just a rainy day isn't nasty
rain
inherently.
is dirty.
But it's like
inherently.
cold too. It's just,
It is a little cold.
It's just nasty.
It definitely doesn't feel pleasant outside.
There's nothing pleasant outside.
See, I enjoy when it rains outside and I'm indoors enjoying a nice movie or a game, perhaps.
What happens if you have to go out in it, though?
I have to go out into it today, as I typically have to do every day. So, kind of sad about that. But it's good to be here with you both, at least.
The drive up here was horrible, not
Really?
only because of the weather, but it's the Christmas season and going through
Everyone's
the
out.
Mall of Georgia on Christmas season with it raining.
Yep.
It was just a really bad
Death.
idea, but
Okay.
I made it regardless.
Yeah, I'm glad you made it in one piece.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm still very ill. I can't breathe through my nose, and I'm
Are you-
partially deaf in one ear because my head's so stuffy.
Are you ill or are you just like...
I'm ill. Yeah.
Or are you just complaining?
I think our
Also
definitions
complaining.
of ill are very different. Like
Now, there's-
whenever I
now
just have
there's-
like a sniffle, I don't consider that sick.
legitimately ill, and then there's I have a bit of a bug right now, so
Okay.
I'm not happy about that on this rainy day. So the combination's pretty gross. So I retract my statement. Today's a gross day, but normally I enjoy the rain if I'm feeling pretty good and it isn't terribly cold outside. So yeah, you look great though.
Thank you. You do as well.
Yeah, I wanted to say,
Preston?
Jacob.
Thanks.
I'm not done.
Sorry, man.
Preston, you look phenomenal.
Thanks.
Just didn't want to
Thanks.
leave you out there because
I'm trying to
we're all
determine who
beautiful
looks
men.
better today. I think it's Jacob.
I'll say
I mean,
Jacob
it's kind of
looks better.
impossible
That's
not to
fine.
look better than Jacob.
I mean,
so.
that's all I do is roll out of bed, put this on.
That's what I mean.
this
That's
on.
I mean, it doesn't matter how hard Preston and I try, you will always trump us in the looks
Because
department.
believe me, I
disagree.
try.
Yeah.
Before every podcast, I try really.
So do I.
I mean, I'm my biggest critic, so I disagree.
Yeah, I get that, Jacob. Well, I wanted to, of course, reiterate my undying love for you as always, but I also wanted to profess that I'm going to begin begging you to move out of your home with me as soon as possible. Because last night was just one of those nights, man, where I had to drive home in the middle of the night for the 10th time this week, it feels like. And I got to do it again tonight and tomorrow night and the following night. And I'm real tired of it, Jacob.
Why
and
don't you stay at your lady's place?
I could, but
You
I
have
have
Smash.
I have
mean,
stuff to do here as well. So I'm actually going to make the sacrifice and move into her apartment for the remainder of next week to bring our dog home early from her mom's place because it's basically in prison right now. They've just had it caged for the last 8 or 9 days.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So
Speaking
not cool with that.
Speaking of that, I've got to tell you something, and I need to make a reminder somewhere about something with animals.
Okay. Not on the podcast.
I can't.
Okay.
I can't on the podcast. I don't know if I'm able to say such a thing, but
Well, now everyone wants to know, Preston.
I'm sorry. It's really-
Don't worry. I'll make up for it. I have a great story.
He comes
to share
back
in a
on the
minute.
podcast and he just teases everyone like this. I can't believe it.
It's all right.
Unbelievable.
All right, I'll make up in the story department today. It is it's even more embarrassing than last week. It doesn't have to do with my car. It has to do with me as an individual. But anyway, about the moving situation, I'd love to, of course, live with you again because it was a pleasure last time, and life would just be much easier. At least my commutes would be much easier. So I'd like to get into Atlanta, but if you can't do that, let's get as close as possible.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it a lot because I'm so desperate, Jacob.
Okay, we'll talk
It's
about
my excuse to sleep with you every night.
it. Oh.
You see, that's the underlying
The truth
goal
comes out.
of moving. So anyway, anything exciting happen in your lives this week?
Besides video games?
Yeah, besides that.
Yeah, no.
Not really.
Not really?
I'm sure there was something, but I'm having trouble thinking of it right now.
Okay, well, maybe this will spark your memory, Jacob.
Yeah.
So I humiliated myself this week, and I share the story with you all to hopefully help you feel better in your own lives if you've ever embarrassed yourself, or maybe even this past week and need to feel a bit better about your situation. This is pretty bad.
Were you on stage?
I was not, thankfully. I was close to a stage.
Did you get wrecked in Smash?
No, not yet. Well, I've been wrecked by some NPCs, not by real players yet.
Those NPCs are tough.
They are pretty tough, yeah. I can only beat them with Kirby. I can't beat anyone with Mario or Link yet.
Dude, I've seen people playing as Kirby. It cracks me up. I'm sure this is like a joke with Kirby or something, but I haven't played Smash in a long time. But they just like they'll suck you up and just jump off the stage.
Oh, yeah.
That's so freaking funny to me.
That is good. I should probably employ that tactic myself.
Maybe.
So I was in Masquerade the other night, and I hadn't been there in a while. And they also reorganized some of Purgatory's stage and kind of like the layout of the room because it was really crappy before. So they had done this after I'd been gone for a couple months because of school. So I'm back, and a band is in the middle of wrapping up a set. And I realize I need to go. I can't remember what I was going. I had to go over to the stage and be ready to just immediately strike stuff because they're really adamant about set times there. So I start making my way over to the stage, and the room, it's sold out room. So it's so crowded that I have to go around the bar over near the side section of the room where there's a bunch of couches and stuff that kind of, there's like a wall separating this section and the stage. So I'm walking through this section. It's pitch black too. People flashing their phone lights everywhere. So I'm being blinded by lights in the room, and it's pitch black in other areas. So I'm having a hard time seeing as is. So I'm walking, and I make a left to go towards the stage. And there's let me explain the layout to you. So when you take this left turn, in front of you, there's a wall with a gigantic mirror on it. It basically takes up an entire wall, and it is pristinely clean. They clean it every single day. So it basically looks like a window, but you can't tell it's a window because it's so dark. So across from that, making it even more confusing, directly across from this giant mirror is another giant mirror that's slightly offset from that one that reflects the stage. So when you look into this mirror that I turned toward, it looks like you're about to walk onto the stage. That's how crystal clear it looks, especially in a dark room. You can't see any smudges on it. So it looks like you have a clear path to the stage. So again, I'm so focused on getting there in such a hurry, and I didn't even think that there was a mirror there. So when I take this left turn, dude, the mirror's like 3 feet off these steps. I smash I didn't break it, thankfully, but I smack the hell out of the mirror, dude. Just boom. And I hit it so hard that I take a step back and I see myself in the mirror, but it's so dark I don't realize it's me. So I'm like, oh, sorry, man. and this is when I realized it was me. Not only did I say, oh, sorry, man, but my arms were like this. And I'm sorry if you see the video version, you know what I'm doing. But I was kind of like trying to go around myself, and I realized whoever this individual was doing exactly what I was doing. So I stood there for a good 3 seconds trying to evade myself. And then I realized I was like, that person's me.
You fool.
So I didn't even dare look behind me to see who saw this. So I turned the corner and go around to the actual stage. I'm like, nothing happened, dude. It's cool.
I thought you were on something.
Probably. That's how bad it looked, man. It was an ordeal. It's like, oh, sorry, man. And do this dance in front of the mirror like, is this guy on opioids or something? But I managed to get around to the stage. And I don't know if anyone noticed because it was so loud and so dark. But that was bad, man. That's one of the most humiliating moments in my life in the last decade, at least.
Well, it's only humiliating if you let it be.
Yeah, no, of course I'm over now. It's a hilarious story, but I thought I'd share that for those of you that kind of need an ego booster, a morale booster.
Would have been worse if it was like...
It's my dose of humiliation for the week.
Would have been worse if like the lights were on and like the band was warming up, or like people were testing the equipment on the stage or something.
Yeah, that would have been awful.
Smash the mirror. That would have been
worst case
scenario.
And you would have to explain to whoever's in charge that you cracked this mirror.
Of all the people to break it, it's the sound guy. So, but yeah, that's how my week was in a nutshell.
Which day was this? Was it last night?
I think it was Wednesday, maybe.
Oh, okay.
I was there last night too, but it was a different room. So anyway.
Excellent.
Yeah, I played some video games too. Did you guys play some games?
I did.
Nice. I imagine we all played about the same things for the most part.
Kind of. Maybe. I probably played 2 or 3 things that are pretty different.
We haven't heard from Preston in a while. What have you been playing?
Yeah.
A lot of Dragon Quest 11. I am very much loving the game. I'm about 20-something hours into it. And I don't have all the party members yet. I believe I have 5 or 6. I think I'm progressing in the story somewhat. The same things kind of been happening right now. I'm being chased by some people. And I have heard that once that arc ends and the actual story gets going, it gets significantly better. But yeah, I'm just liking it. The gameplay is really satisfying. The turn-based combat, it's extremely basic in the beginning, but you know, as you get going and incorporating more party members like healers and magic users, things like that, it gets a lot more in depth. I'm using a lot of buffs and debuffs and spells like that more so than I typically would in a turn-based RPG, because it's pretty it requires you to do things like that. It's not an easy game. It's not like Persona on hard, at least yet, but there are a few fights where you have to be a lot more strategic. You can't just attack, or you'll lose.
It's not Pokemon Let's Go.
So, yeah, exactly. That's the other game that I'm playing. So they couldn't be more different in terms of difficulty and stuff. But I'm really enjoying it. I'm still not digging the music too much. I have no, like I said, no nostalgia for it, and it just feels a little out of place to me personally. But that's just a minor complaint with otherwise. It's an extremely beautiful, just cool game that I'm really into right now. So been playing that, more Pokemon Let's Go, just kind of, I haven't really progressed too much. I got past Snorlax, and I got the that Erica, the gym leader. I got her badge, so nice. I'm kind of around there. So not a ton of progress. Played a little bit more Okami. Still have really nothing to say besides what I said the last time I was on. Red Dead Online. I played a few hours of that, and I enjoy it. The only thing that's kind of keeping me away is the performance is really bad. I'm getting a ton of frame drops.
Oh, really?
Yeah, especially around Blackwater. I was playing co-op with Jay, and it was really bad at some points. Like I'm talking like in the single-digit frames at points. So,
dang.
What's funny is before that happened, we were talking about how pretty the game looked, and how it seems like they didn't sacrifice too much from the single player game in terms of like graphics in the multiplayer mode, but maybe that's the reason why it's not performing very good. But I'm still I don't know how much I'm going to play on console. I would really like to play it on PC, the online aspect of it.
That's why I haven't touched it.
Yeah,
so
but from what I've played, it's cool. There's a story. There are story missions. The multiplayer modes are fun. You can have like rivals in the open world, and while they're doing missions, you can actually come in on their missions and try and stop them while they're in a mission. So that's pretty cool. So a lot of cool ideas. I know there's a lot of hubbub about the economy and stuff, but I haven't played enough of it to really give any insight on my feelings about that. So I played that. Played a lot of Black Ops 4. Really enjoy that game. Haven't been playing a lot of the Blackout mode, just the multiplayer mode. That's where you're going wrong there. I'm really enjoying the multiplayer mode though. So I did play a match or two of Blackout and did fairly well. But I know.
So what guns are you feeling right now? Anything sticking out to you?
I'm primarily using the first AR that you start out with. Yeah, the ICR. I really like that. And then I've been sniping as well with the first sniper you get.
Is it the Outlaw?
It looks like no, not the Outlaw. It looks like the 50 cal looking one.
I think it's the Paladin.
Yeah, I've been using that, and it's fun. Ever since I got the monitor with the higher refresh rate, I've been enjoying that game a lot more. I can definitely feel like I'm at a more competitive edge towards other players with higher refresh rates. So sure. I definitely feel like I'm playing better because of that.
Gotcha, man.
Then the complete surprise, I picked up Beat Saber like 3 days ago
on your
Vive.
Not
Vive, and it's completely taken over the past 3 days minus Smash Bros.
Yeah,
I am playing it so much. It is so fun. I modded it to get more songs, and those are really fun too. But the original 10 songs that came with it are much better in my opinion. It seems like a lot of people just don't know what they're doing when they're making songs. It's just obnoxiously hard, and the rhythm and stuff makes zero sense. Whereas the 10 songs the game comes with are like perfect. You feel so cool playing them. It syncs with the music so good. And I've been playing a ton on, I know there's Expert and Expert Plus. I believe Expert Plus was added to the game later, but Expert Plus is ridiculous. It's like not even fun to play. It's so insane. Expert is perfect in my opinion, but so I've been playing a ton on that. And once you get it down and you kind of understand the flow of the game in terms of swinging down and up and stuff, it is so freaking fun, and you feel so cool playing it. So I'm really enjoying it. My parents are into it too. They played for like 2 or 3 hours last night with me. So yeah,
Preston, this shit is awesome.
Yeah, it's I don't know, it's really cool, especially on the Vive, whereas my my dad, especially when VR was first a thing, I got him to play PSVR, and of course he's the one that has problems with the camera syncing and everything. So he's like, oh, this isn't working for me. So when I slapped the Vive on him and it's just flawless, he's, you know, it's kind of opened his eyes again to like, oh, this is really freaking cool. So he played like 5 or 6 songs in a row. Like he was really into
That's
it.
cool, man.
So yeah, Beat Saber is freaking awesome. I'm kind of obsessed with it at the moment.
That game and like Moss are like 2 that are kind of like, should I get a PSVR? Maybe should I get, you know, one of the better ones? I don't know,
dude.
Maybe one day.
Beat Saber is a killer app for sure. It's just like, it's a perfect VR game. It's awesome. Yeah. Definitely need to play Moss, and I really need to play Astrobot Rescue. I've heard nothing.
So what's like all the hoopla
about
about Astrobot? Like, what's so good about this game? Because everyone, like, it won an award at the Game Awards.
It won Best VR Game. All I've played was the free demo thing that came out initially when PSVR came out from the Playroom.
Yeah, and sorry for interrupting you, but like Astrobots are those little dudes, right?
Yeah.
Came with like there's like that little game that like they're in the controller or whatever.
Yeah. Which there was an actual level that I'm assuming, which they made a full game out of that level that's in the Playroom demo that I thought was awesome, and everybody from that point was saying, oh man, you should make a full game about this. So I don't know any. I know that there's things that incorporate motion controls with the controller, like shooting out lines for you to jump on, or dodging things with your head, or spraying water and stuff, and it kind of just adds that on top of a really fun platformer. So I definitely will pick that up eventually. But so I played that, and if I played anything else, it wasn't. Oh yeah, Fallout 76. I'm trying really, really hard to give that game a chance, but I'm not gonna fight it anymore, guys. I have no interest in playing Fallout 76. I'm tremendously disappointed in this game, and I know it's not as bad as people are saying, but I have so many. I have no clue why I have as many bugs and stuff that happen to me while I play the game. It's just it's like it'll be running perfectly, and then I'll just hit so many bugs, and the performance just turns to crap in certain areas and stuff. It just makes no sense. I don't care about the story. I'm not into the resource building thing. Some environmental storytelling is interesting, and that's kind of what's been pulling me forward. But I've just been burned too many times trying to play it. So I think I'm just going to wait until they completely fix it. And then upon seeing Obsidian's new RPG coming out, that's what I want. So I'm kind of super hyped about that. But I don't regret buying 76 because I got the Power Armor edition, and I do think the helmet is freaking awesome. I know there's the whole bag thing going on right now, but I don't feel comfortable signing up for the bag thing because everybody's information just got leaked that has done it this week. So I don't even know if I want to try doing that.
Were you surprised when you opened the collector's edition to see that bag, or did you not notice? Did you forget that the canvas bag was part of it?
I heard people talking about it, but that I wasn't. I mean, I am a little pissed now, I guess, that they kind of did do a little bit of false advertising, but I bought it for the helmet primarily. Yeah. Everything else was kind of just bonus, and I'm very satisfied with the helmet. I think it's really good quality, and it honestly surprised me from how big and how nice it looked. But I mean, I want to get, if I'm supposed to get a better bag, I want the better bag. I mean, I paid for it, but I'm just really concerned now with even submitting a ticket because everybody's information got leaked. So it's just like they can't catch a break.
No, they cannot.
And honestly, dude, they needed to have this coming. I love Todd Howard. I love Bethesda Game Studios. I love Fallout 4. I love 3. I love New Vegas. I know they didn't have any part of that, but I love Skyrim, Oblivion. I love Bethesda Game Studios, but it's like they, and this might not be true, but this is just kind of how I'm looking at it. It's like they've got kind of cocky that they think that everybody is just going to be fine with their crap. And there are too many games coming out, like Cyberpunk and The Witcher and Obsidian's new game coming out, which I know we've only seen a little bit of it, but it just looks really good from what we've seen. Just
Red Dead.
Where it's
Spider-Man. That's not really an RPG, but still.
Got to step it up, guys. Like y'all were the only people doing this now back then, but you're not anymore. So I don't know. Hopefully this was kind of just a slap to the face and it's not selling well. The Metacritic is awful. The user scores are bad. And like I said, I don't think it's as bad as people are saying.
Yeah.
But it's not what I expected. And I think they should hold themselves to higher standards. So that's all I really have to say about that. So disappointing for sure. But
at least we have Fortnite.
Yeah, exactly. And I did go back and play Fallout 4 just to see how it felt compared to 76. And Fallout 4 runs great. It actually feels really good. Like the combat feels tremendously better.
Especially on
does.
PC.
Yeah, than Fallout 76. So I do think they need to get a new engine. But if Starfield at least plays kind of how Fallout 4 plays and runs towards after all the patches and stuff, then I guess I'll be fine with that. But I think it's time to progress towards a different engine or just fix everything. I don't know. This is beating a dead horse at this point, but yeah.
Did you not see the PETA post? You need to say feeding a healthy horse or something.
A healthy horse. Yeah. Yep.
Sorry, PETA. I know they tune into every episode.
Sorry about that. That story I want to tell you actually involves PETA.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Okay. The plot thickens.
Yeah. But anywho, and I played Smash Brothers, and I'm really, really, really enjoying it. So I really want to get good at it, and I'm enjoying World of Light. So I want to get to a point where I can hold my own in Smash. So I'm going to be practicing.
Yeah, Smash Ultimate's the best one to say you want to get good at because you can take it everywhere you go.
Yeah, exactly.
So any chance you have to play, you should be playing. I played a little bit at work last night, so.
It feels great in handheld mode too. Like it's.
See, Jacob says he doesn't like it, but I only played it for about 5 seconds in handheld.
I'm not a fan of like the Joy-Con joysticks. Like they don't feel great. Like because you jump with the joysticks, right? Well, at least I do.
You can jump with
up
X or Y.
I know, but like I don't like taking my thumb off the A or B.
Okay.
I guess I don't know. I've never used a GameCube controller to play Smash. I know, shocker. But so I don't know like how that feels and how you play with one of those. But
try the Pro controller.
Yeah, I like the Pro controller. It feels much better. I played a lot with it last night when I was playing. So that's how I'll try to keep playing when I can. When I'm on the go, I'll sacrifice and make the sacrifice and play with the.
I've probably played more in handheld than on screen. I was just kind of downstairs watching TV, and
it's great for that. Like it's not like you can't play well with in handheld mode. I mean, you could play it mobily with the what was it, 3DS, the last Smash Bros. So, I mean, they know what they're doing in terms of like handheld Smash Bros. So it plays phenomenally. It's just like a personal thing for me. I don't like the Joy-Cons that much. But yeah, I've also been playing that. And that's the only like new thing that I've played this week besides what I've already been playing.
Did you try Fortnite like you talked about last week?
No.
Okay.
It's downloaded on my computer, but I haven't touched it. Maybe one day.
Yeah, same.
It's just like intimidating. Like sometimes I'll watch streamers and like they're so good and like I can't do any of that shit. So why even play?
I am truly awful myself.
Yeah.
I played Spyro, Ripto's Rage, and also Smash. That was it. So love me some Spyro, but I had to take a break for a while because I worked a ton this week, as well as of course, got into Smash yesterday. So originally I wasn't going to buy it day one. I don't know. I was going to delay purchasing it anyway, but I got really hyped at the Game Awards after the Joker announcement, and also everyone in the chat was just constantly saying Smash. There are multiple Smash ads throughout the night as well. So yeah, as soon as that ended, I downloaded it. So having fun with it as well. I've only played it for about an hour and a half total. Played a little bit before work and about 5 minutes of work last night, but I look forward to playing again. I'm hoping we can squeeze in a match with the three of us here before I have to leave. That'd be cool. But very excited to play more of that. Maybe you and I can do a live stream this week.
Yeah, maybe. See if
it'd be fun. Just team up with the community and just play. I'm off Monday, Tuesday. Actually, Tuesday I can't really do it, but I could do it Monday night.
I might be able to.
Okay.
Depends. Like, I'll let you know.
I gotta go to Alabama.
Bummer.
Alabama.
Makes me sad, brother.
You gone the whole week?
Maybe. Depends.
Well, at least you have your Nintendo Switch.
That's true.
Yeah, and you got a great game to play on it too.
I expect you to be a pro by the time you get back and play.
What are you playing Dragon Quest on?
PS4.
Okay. Is it on Switch?
No.
I think
there are plans.
I was going to say, that'd be a solid Switch title. Yeah. I mean, if we're being honest, most games would be a solid Switch title.
Anything that's not like a shooter would be a solid.
I have these
title.
weird feelings with some games where I just kind of feel like I want to play it on PlayStation. And Dragon Quest was one of those games. Same like Resident Evil 2. remake. I want to play it on PlayStation.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
You guys see that new gameplay for that in the sewers? Holy crap,
so
dude.
Hyped for that.
I cannot believe how awesome that game looks.
I know. Dude, that shotgun, like
when he blows that guy's head off on the stairs, that blew my mind.
Yeah.
Like not only the physics, but just like the blood and just how brutal the game is.
I'm going to poop my
sick.
pants trying to run away from Mr. X.
I'm a sucker for detail.
That guy is going to scare
that big guy?
Yeah.
Oh,
Mr.
yeah.
X, yeah. Just busting through walls and stuff.
Yeah, dude, I love how... Yeah, I think, he was playing as Leon. He'd shoot a few of the guys in the head and they'd lay there and they'd get back up again. I love that so much. So, man, that game is... What a way to start the year. That's awesome.
I love,
Hearts, of course.
Getting the platinum in Resident Evil games is so fun because it just requires different playthroughs and with like wacky weapons and stuff. So
yeah, I got to wrap up 4 before I jump into that. But yeah, I'm so excited for that.
For sure.
Yeah, ever since we jumped into the 7, I've like really garnered an interest in Resident Evil. So I can't wait to see what they do with 8 after this. I'd almost like them to go back to this style that they're doing with the remake of 2 and go into 8 like that. That'd be awesome. Like similar vibe and like and style of gameplay as 7, but with like the over the shoulder perspective and the updated physics engine and everything would be awesome.
I agree.
So I wonder who the protagonist will be. If it'll be a classic character or a brand new one like Mr. Ethan from 7. It's one of my fondest gaming memories in the last 10 years or so is playing through that with you, Jacob, in VR.
It was fun.
Yeah, I have great memories from that.
I would have never played it if it hadn't been for that because you know me and scary games. But.
Now this remake is one I'd like to just play for pleasure, but it sounds like a kick-ass Let's Play series if you ask me.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll consider that when the time comes. It's going to be here before we know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right around the corner.
It's the sad truth of being an adult is that things you used to dream for years on end just show up in the blink of an eye.
So it's also a good thing, right? Like you don't have to wait for someone to buy you a game anymore.
It is. It's a blessing and a curse to be a grown man in this world.
You can buy all the games you want, but you don't have time to play them.
Yeah.
That is true.
But yeah, Smash is here. I know the 3 of us are enjoying it, and I cannot wait to play more, especially against you guys. It'll be a good time.
Yeah, for sure.
Go easy on me. I'm plays Kirby.
I don't think either of us are very good either. So
yeah. So in honor of Nintendo and the greatness that is the majority of their games, let's take a moment of silence to appreciate them while I filter out this air. Okay, we're good. You guys have anything else to add before we jump into the news? We have a hefty news week.
More reason just to jump right into it.
You guys want to do it?
Yeah.
All right, after you, Preston.
This is the It's Obvious podcast, the show where my 2 best friends and I get together every single week to discuss video games, obviously. You can find all of our content, including the video version of this podcast, over at youtube.com/ItsObviousGaming. If YouTube is not good for you, or you'd like to take us on the go, you can find this podcast weekly on Audio Boom, Google Play, Apple Podcast, Spotify, and other podcasting services. Please check the description down below for links to our social media pages, our Discord channel, our PlayStation community, pretty much anything you would ever need to get in contact with us. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel and be sure to like and comment down below to get involved with the It's Obvious community. Doing so helps us out tremendously, and we would forever be in your debt. With all that out of the way, hey man, what's the news?
Gentlemen, the Game Awards happened. Before we jump into announcing the winners or reiterating the winners and giving our reactions and, of course, discussing the announcements held at the show, I wanted to hear your thoughts on the show in and of itself, just the presentation and the way the night went. Because I watched it, like I mentioned prior to the podcast beginning, that I watched it all in silence because I was at work the entire night. So I kind of glanced over every now and then to see what was going on. So for me, it wasn't cringy at all. With the exception of there's a few speeches that looked like they dragged on for a really long time. I would literally leave my station, go do something for 2 or 3 minutes or more, come back and someone would still be talking, notably Sonic Fox. So I was going to ask how you guys felt about the show in general this year. It's been, what is it, the 3rd year in a row they've done it this style?
Yeah.
4th.
I don't remember.
Okay.
It was fine. It felt noticeably more cringy, but I don't know if that was because I was watching it with my wife.
Right.
I think it's cringy every year.
Yeah. They're always, but it's like I don't care if I'm just by myself or I'm with y'all because I just expect these things to have like have cringe in it. But just with her, and I was telling her like, yeah, man, this is the Oscars for video games. I just kind of forgot how cringy things can be.
See, I think that if people are like, oh, this is like the Oscars of video games, but isn't there the isn't it's called like the Game Developers Awards? Isn't
Or
that
Dice Awards?
Yeah. That happens after the Game Awards, like later this year or early next year or something.
Yeah, it's late winter.
Because I thought that was more considered to be the Oscars.
I think it's always in like February or March.
Just the award show.
What do you think developers appreciate more, the Game Awards or the Dice Awards?
They like them all. They like any award they could get.
Yeah.
That's anything they can slap on a box to
people
sell more
seem
units.
to be really enthusiastic on Twitter about this year's award show.
I mean, I thought it was a good show. Like, it was a little long. There's a lot of cringe.
It was very long.
It was, man. It literally wasn't even. It started before my shift started. My shift was like almost 4 hours long.
Yeah, I sat down and watched the whole thing.
Same here.
Yes,
and I enjoyed it for the most part.
It was on the entire time I worked, so made my shift go by really quick. That was nice.
Yeah, nothing like.
How were the musical performances? Because obviously I couldn't hear those.
They were good. How
was the Devil May Cry one?
I thought that was really good. I thought
it was okay.
I liked the song Devil Trigger.
I didn't like the guy.
This wasn't the screaming one.
No.
I heard they replaced that vocalist.
They did the Suicide Silence vocalist. Yeah.
I like the female performance in that song, but like the guy at the beginning was kind of like.
How's it go?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
I'm stoked for that game too.
Oh, I am too.
Same.
It is again, I was watching it with my wife, and before that, he was like, be sure to put any like religious trinkets or artifacts away because we're about to like open something like the pits of hell or like demons or something. And she was like, what?
Turn it off, Preston.
Then it wasn't even that hardcore.
Throw away all your video games.
But what was I gonna say? Shit, I just lost it. Sorry.
It's okay. How was the Red Dead performance?
Oh, great.
It was good.
Was that the Unshaken song they did?
That guy's mic wasn't on when they, the black guy was performing.
Yeah, do you know the song like Stand Unshaken? Yeah.
And I will stand unshaken.
That was really good.
How's it going?
Not like that.
I will stand unshaken. I can't do it.
Before that song, like I think there was a mic issue, and he was just kind of standing there for a while.
It's like everyone else was singing, but you couldn't hear him, and he's like the main voice in it.
Yeah, but then when it went into that song, everything was fine.
Cool.
Yeah, but that's a good song.
What else did they perform? Celeste. That was fantastic.
Well, they did like they did last year a melody of all the game of.
Yeah. Was that the one with Hans Zimmer when he came out at the beginning?
Yes, because they have their own score now for the show, which was just did Hans Zimmer like
he played
write
guitar? It looked like
I'm not sure.
I don't know. It was just like generic video game song. That's just what it sounded like to me. But the melody at the end was very, very cool, blending in Red Dead and God of War and Spider-Man and Celeste.
So it blended all those?
Yeah. They like into one or just back to back to back?
Like right before
like a melody of all of them.
Oh, that's
just kind of like progressing through all of them.
Nice.
And I still think God of War has hands down the coolest theme.
I'm amazed. That didn't win Best Music, did it?
No, Red Dead.
I was amazed that God of War didn't win.
I mean,
Red Dead's a very diverse score.
See,
exactly.
I don't remember.
Whereas God of War just has the main piece.
It has like the two main melodies that kind of just evolve.
Which I think
the game.
overall are the coolest. But I guess in terms of soundtrack, I totally see Red
It's
Dead.
weird that I don't really remember musical scores from God of War that much. But it's like my game of the year.
I just remember there's two
that
themes.
One. Yeah. There's the God of War theme. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which
that's the one I remember.
Those three notes that just kind of just show up throughout the entire game are so awesome.
It is such a tough year too with all the awards, and people saying Spider-Man got snubbed. I didn't think Spider-Man got snubbed at all. It was just a very competitive year.
Yeah.
So any other year Spider-Man had come out with nothing to contest it, even last year, I bet it would have won more awards.
Yeah. It was this year's Horizon Zero Dawn, I think. Didn't win anything.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, very much so. That's a good point.
Comparison.
So
it's just like when you're going up against like God of War,
Red Dead,
like generation,
dude, Call of Duty
games,
Fortnite,
which as much as
Fortnite
I freaking love Spider-Man, I'm playing through all the DLC and I can't get enough Spider-Man. That's not like a genre or generation defining game for this console generation or whatever.
I'm sure it's going to be a lot of people's game of the year. It's not like it wasn't a great game. Like it just overall, like you guys are saying, the grand scheme of things, this is a really competitive year. We keep saying that every year, but it's true. You got to be outstanding.
I love that we can
win.
say that too. So, and next year is already huge just at the start of the year.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy. We're just getting to a point where games are just freaking good. Like there are so many insanely good games back to back to back to where
it's not even good enough to be just good.
And it's funny. It's amazing too, considering, I mean, a lot of that's probably testament to the time that goes into developing these games, but you really don't see that in movies as often. Like, I mean, they're here and there throughout. I mean, it's been mostly a pretty bad year for movies. There's been some gems, of course, but the consistency isn't there with major films, for example, whereas like especially AAA video games the past 2 years have been just phenomenal across the board for the most part.
I also feel like both those industries are kind of like going in opposite directions. I feel like movies have just been kind of declining as the years have gone on.
I don't know. I think it's a lot of the mainstream movies aren't as impressive as maybe they have been.
I don't mean like quality. I mean just like people being interested in like movies in general.
Right. I mean, I'm still very much into movies personally, but I know what you mean. Like movie theater attendances dwindles here and there, but big movies like Star Wars and Marvel movies tend to do very well, but everything else is pretty mediocre. But yeah, I've always said if I didn't do a video game podcast, I'd totally do a movie podcast because I keep up with movie news just as much as I do game news every week. So
yeah, that's definitely not me. I wish I watched more movies, but I don't have time.
But all that being said, you guys want to jump into the announcing? We're not announcing anything. Reiterating the winners and kind of giving our thoughts on who won. I'll be pretty quick about it because there's a lot of them, obviously.
Let's do it.
Game of the year was God of War, and I think we all called that one, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't. I said Red Dead.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, and I was honestly shocked. Red Dead. I thought Red Dead was going to sweep. It looked like it.
They mostly
I kind of
swept.
thought they were going to win too.
Yeah. They swept everything the last couple of crumbs.
Yeah, but those were neck and neck for me. So
definitely,
I knew it was going to be one of the two.
Yeah, whether either of those had won, it wouldn't have surprised
Very
me.
deserved. I love seeing Corey Barlog go up there. I think that dude is awesome. So
cool.
I'm really happy for him.
Very cool. Best ongoing game was Fortnite. No surprise there. Jacob and I both called that one. Jacob, I meant to say, like an idiot, I threw away our our sheet with what we called. I think I mostly remember what I picked, though.
Right, well,
best game direction.
You owe me a meal.
Yeah, best game direction was God of War. I think I voted that one as well.
No surprise there with the one shot and everything.
Totally.
Yeah.
Best narrative, Red Dead Redemption 2. I think that's well deserved. I haven't played Detroit. God of War is up there for me. Even Spider-Man's up there for me for narrative, but I think Red Dead takes the cake easily.
I think I said God of War.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
But Red Dead certainly deserves it.
Yeah, definitely. Best art direction went to Return of Obra Dinn.
Never heard of that until this.
Yeah, I'd heard of it. I just have not seen anything
have you seen
from it. I have not.
It looks it winning is very justified if you look
even
at the
over
game.
Octopath.
Yeah, I really wanted Octopath to get like something.
It's like a first person black and white kind of looking thing. It looks really cool.
Oh, now that you say that, maybe I have seen a snippet of that.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of coming to mind. That's cool.
Yeah.
Best score and music went to Red Dead, as we discussed.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't played Ni no Kuni or Octopath, but I hear their music's really good too.
Octopath's music is
Octopath is
fine.
good. Ni no Kuni didn't stand out to me at all.
Yeah. Honorable mention to Spider-Man's music, though. It's awesome. Yeah. So, well-deserved Red Dead boy. Best VR AR game with Astrobot, as we also discussed earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Really heavy hitters there, too, with Beat Saber and Moss and Tetris Effect. But
mine's got to be Beat Saber.
Yeah, everyone's praising Astrobot. And I remember Astrobot's also not really a continuation, but a full game based off of that little demo that came with VR.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember thinking, like, imagine playing like a Mario game in VR like this. But Astrobot is, I assume, essentially like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Different worlds and everything.
Yeah. Best action game, Dead Cells.
Mm-hmm.
Over Far Cry, Mega Man, Call of Duty, and even Destiny 2 Forsaken.
Didn't you play Dead Cells this year?
I did. I think I said Dead Cells would win that.
Did you?
Mm-hmm. I think I did. Tell me if I'm wrong if anyone remembers. But
I think you're right.
Yeah, I played Dead Cells for about 5 hours or so.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool game.
And why didn't Destiny 2 win?
Got snubbed, dude.
Yeah, it's a shame. Best action adventure game, God of War.
Deserving.
It's a good one. That's tough, though, because Assassin's Creed is excellent. So is Spider-Man.
Yeah, but it's not God of War.
But Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Oh my gosh, why didn't it win anything?
Yeah, God of War. When I think about the combat, especially alone in God of War, and just the literal adventure you go on.
Guys, go get the free trial for Shadow of the Tomb Raider, guys. Go get it.
Is there a free trial?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. Gosh, I cannot. I was like, every time the scores pop up for that game, I'm just like, what?
It is a little dumbfounding when you think about it. I didn't even finish it. But even just seeing the ending, because I looked up the ending
and stuff, I'm like, I don't know.
I think at best it's an 8. At best,
I guess it's just like, I don't know. I've already said my piece on it.
Lara.
Yeah.
Best RPG, Monster Hunter World.
Yeah, I don't understand I think we use that term so loosely now.
RPG.
Yeah. It's just like people are saying, like, dude, Smash Bros is an RPG now.
I mean, games that are more along the lines
that.
of an RPG would be Octopath, Pillars, and probably Dragon Quest.
I don't know. It's like when I look at...
It has, like, systems.
I know they're RPGs.
Building.
It's just like when I think of Monster Hunter World, I don't think of it as an RPG.
I think as an action game.
Kind of like an action game with RPG elements sprinkled in there.
Yeah.
But it's just like when I think of RPG, it stands for role playing game, where like you role play as a particular character.
I mean, you can make the same, like, is Call of Duty an action game? Like, you can just throw so many different kinds of games into an action game category.
I don't know. I just think RPG is just what it is.
It's a loose
like,
term these days.
If you like equip things or there are numbers and stuff, it's an RPG.
Yeah, totally. Best fighting went to Dragon Ball Fighters. I think we called that too, Jay.
Yeah, it just seemed like the critical like what am I trying to say? It's like the praise that game had gotten this year.
Oh, I freaking love Dragon Ball Fighters so much that I almost like ripped my controller in half and threw it across the room because I couldn't understand how to be good at it. I tried for like an entire week of nonstop practice, and then I jump online and get my head kicked in.
Yeah,
that's how it goes.
Yeah.
Best family game went to Overcooked 2. I think we called that one as well.
Yeah.
Best strategy game went to Into the Breach over Frostpunk. I think I said it was going to be Frostpunk. I didn't say Into the Breach. I mean, I knew that had a lot of praise, but
I guess Valkyria Chronicles.
You did. We were both wrong. Guess we got to make out now.
That's our punishment. The rules.
Yeah. Best sports/racing game went to Forza. No surprise. No surprise there.
No surprise.
No surprise. Best multiplayer game was Fortnite.
No surprise.
Over Call of Duty, Destiny, and Monster Hunter. I think. Did you say that? I don't think I went with Fortnite. I don't think I went with Fortnite. Maybe I agreed with you at some point. I can't remember. Content Creator of the Year was Ninja, which really surprised me, if I'm being honest. Like, I know he's super popular, but...
For real?
I said Ninja, yeah. Easy.
Because I feel like...
It's like seeing, like, what he's done this year in terms of, like...
And I get it, he has brought a lot of attention to, like, live streaming and Twitch in general, and...
I think you said Pokemon.
It's like on the cover.
I hear nothing but controversy about Ninja the past month.
Well, it's cool to, like, hate the guy on top, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate anyone.
It's on like Ellen and ESPN cover. Like, he's
I mean that makes sense. So I was surprised it wasn't Pokemon though. Her being the only girl on the list.
Sure.
Just knowing the state of the industry at the moment. Best esports player was Sonic Fox. Best esports team was Cloud9. Best esports game was Overwatch. I think did we say that? I think we both said that.
I did. Yeah. I don't know about you.
Esports event was League of Legends. We said Overwatch League. We were wrong.
Splatoon got snubbed in best esports game.
Yeah, there's an esports coach after that, but I left it out because I didn't know any of them were.
Yeah.
So
I don't even remember that being announced.
I don't think it was. So it was one of those.
They forgot about
one of those during the commercial break. Did they announced a lot of stuff during? Was it during commercials or was it on the side with Jeff Keighley?
There was like a pre-show where they had lists. Then there was also like some that he would just stand in that same platform and just say some winners.
That Joseph coming out at the beginning on the side was so funny. They just wanted to get him out of the way and run him off the stage.
I'm glad they brought him back though. Like, it was good to see him again.
Yeah, he was just going on. You can tell Keighley was trying so hard to keep him like in control and.
Do you think that's like an act though? Like, do you think he just like acts in a way
Joseph
to play a character?
I think ever since I think ever since the popularity he gained from last year, he's like, now I have to one up that. He seems like the kind of guy that's like, I need to one up.
He said like 3 times too, like I hope I'll be back up here for winning. Like he was throwing it out there, like I hope I win. I hope I win.
What was he nominated for?
Game direction.
Oh, was he?
Yeah,
for A Way Out. Okay,
which could have won, but he didn't.
At least he was nominated.
Not against God of War.
That's true. Announcements. I'm gonna kind of go through these quickly.
The good stuff.
We got the Far Cry New Dawn trailer.
Looks cool.
Yep. Set after Far Cry 5, I believe 17 years after. It's kind of like a punk aesthetic. Not totally dissimilar from Rage.
I think that is a really cool just kind of mix up for the Far Cry formula with post-apocalyptic stuff. So
I guess everyone's just doing Rage 2. Looks like.
It does look kind of similar to Rage 2.
It's only $40 too.
Not bad.
So is that like a reflection of how big this game's going to be? Maybe.
Probably definitely reuse assets from the map for sure.
Yeah.
So
I think I actually even read that.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe it was a prediction someone posted on Twitter and I saw.
I like the idea that this is like taking place after like Far Cry 5.
Yeah.
It's cool to see a story.
I am interested to see like Joseph Seed and stuff, what they're going to do.
Yeah,
with
that was huge. Like seeing him at the end, I was like,
that is really
so
cool.
he thinks he
with it 17 years after. Yeah, I'm interested in the story.
Absolutely. A game called Scavengers. Says splices together survival game with competitive shooter and a co-op exploration romp.
I heard it was a spiritual successor to the Halo Warzone mode, so that might kind of bring more insight.
Okay. Yeah, Scavengers. The Outer Worlds. This is the one we're excited about. We can talk about this for a bit. It says a few years after lofty CRPGs, Obsidian's heading to space for what looks like a wacky, kitschy adventure. Tim Kaine and Leonard Boyarsky are co-designing the Outer Worlds, which might explain why the trailer is evocative of the original Fallouts in personality, if considerably more upbeat. But like the Bethesda-era Fallouts, this one's going to be first person.
It just looks like a spiritual successor to the Fallout 3 in New Vegas.
It does,
so
yeah.
excited.
In space.
Yeah. Did you see the dialogue system?
No, everyone's talking about that.
Dude,
I haven't looked into it.
Straight up Fallout 3 Vegas. The camera
when it zooms in I love
face.
that.
It's got the box with like intimidate, like all the multiple options and stuff. So
I love that.
Beyond excited, and the combat looks okay. I'm sure it'll be fine, but it's just the Obsidian storytelling and the consequences and what the role playing and stuff like that. That is what I'm so freaking pumped for.
I hear the story has to do with like major corporations on this planet or in space,
they like,
and everyone kind of aligns with a certain corporation and battle it out.
They like send their employees to go like colonize and stuff these different planets. So very, very excited.
Looks awesome. Sounds awesome. Very excited to hear more about that. Got a new Anthem trailer, which I snoozed through, if I'm being honest. Anthem has a story to remind you, and BioWare's put together a trailer. Anthem is the Anthem is bad, I guess.
The Anthem alpha started today.
Okay, have you played yet?
I think there's like a really heavy NDA for it.
Yeah,
is there?
There is.
I may or may not have played Anthem.
I think you could say
I've played it.
I'm surprised they'd release it to.
Okay, first of all, no one's going to watch this podcast from EA, more than likely. Second of all, I'm not going to say anything about it, but I also got in. And
I didn't even sign up
tomorrow.
For it. Did you have to sign up for it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't sign up for it.
There was like a limited, you had like 1 day to sign up for it or something.
Okay.
Maybe we should talk.
Yeah, maybe.
That'd be cool.
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah, the game is not interested me enough to even try it.
I'm
just gonna wait to hear from you.
I'm definitely intrigued by it. I want it to be good.
Yeah, maybe if you guys are into it, I'll be more interested.
Okay.
So we got a supposed Dragon Age trailer.
That was a Dragon Age trailer.
Yeah. So
I'm excited for Dragon Age.
Yes, I've never gotten into Dragon Age.
But you know.
I want to finish Inquisition one day. Will it happen? No.
No, but it won't happen for me.
I played it I screwed myself on Inquisition. I played on hardcore difficulty.
And you had to use that weird system, right? Where it was like, was it top down? Like what was it?
No, it's like
it was something.
That's how you strategize it. You freeze it and go up and kind of figure out where you're going to send your people and attack and everything.
Yeah,
and I didn't want to deal with
I'm
that.
too dumb for that stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, I even restarted on easy and I couldn't get into it.
No.
Don't play on Xbox One because mine corrupted.
The thing is, I played Dragon Age 1 and 2 and beat both of them and loved them. So, yeah.
I mean, I did have a good time with that game when I played it. Just wish I could have finished it.
Yeah.
Teardrop.
You'll live.
The Last Campfire.
That's by Hello Games?
Yep.
It looked cute.
It says, after building a universe in No Man's Sky, Hello Games' new project, The Last Campfire, is a bite-sized Hello Games short made by 2 employees. It's an adventure game about a lost ember trying to find its way home. Sean Murray, who was helping out here and there, told us that it was influenced by the likes of Journey, The Witness, and Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons.
Who did you say?
No one. Sean Murray's kind of a household name these days. Everyone loves him.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, you prevailed! Through all the hate and the storm of despair,
He's
prevailed.
Not fooling me. Not again.
I think he's a cool guy.
I'm sure he's a great
So
guy.
the next thing they do, they're like, hold your expectations like tremendously.
Atlas takes Studio Wildcard's other game, Ark Survival Evolved, and mashes it together with EVE Online. It's a nautical MMO set on the high seas. This is the one kind of look like a pirate game, right?
Yeah.
I think it would be the Sea of Thieves killer.
Maybe.
I mean, it looks interesting.
Not nearly as cool of a name as Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sea of Thieves has the name, but Atlas may kill it.
It looked cool.
I may try it.
Yeah, early access starts on the 13th. Soon. Pathless. Like Giant Squid's previous game, Abzu, it's blooming gorgeous. It's also an adventure game where you find or where you're friends with an eagle. Together you'll hunt spirits, solve puzzles, and fight, presumably with a bow. It's due out next year on Epic Games Store. We're going to talk about Epic Games Store here in a bit. Rage 2, coming May 14th. I cannot believe that game's still half a year away. What the hell?
I thought it was going to come out earlier than that.
I know, it's ridiculous, man. That's literally half a year away. But it looks cool. The little bit I played is fun, so hopefully it kicks ass.
I enjoyed the trailer.
I think it'll be cool.
Yeah, Psychonauts 2.
Okay.
Was Tim Schafer did the first one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Double Fine.
Yeah, I've told you guys, one of the most boring nights of my life is when I had a slumber party with a buddy of mine across the street when I was in middle school, and his friend that I was not friends with. It was one of those situations where there's like a family friends night at my buddy's house, and his other friend was there, and they got to talking about Psychonauts. He's like, dude, we should go back to my house tonight and have a sleepover and play Psychonauts. And I happened to be standing there, so I think they felt obliged to invite me as well. They're like, do you want to come too, man? And I was dumb at the time to not know the difference between asking me out of pity and asking me genuinely. So they probably asked me out of pity, like, do you want to come, dude? We're just going to be playing this game. I was like, yeah, sure, I'll go over there. So I went to this guy's house with my friend who I'd never met before in my life and watched them play Psychonauts all night long.
Sounds awful.
They did it in one sitting. They beat it in one sitting.
Wow.
All night long. Yep. And I remember falling asleep and waking up, and they had just finished the game. Then I went home. Hated it.
I just see that game and it does not interest me in the slightest.
The same, yeah. I hear it's
why.
cool. I hear there's a solid fan base, but because of that, I don't think I have interest in playing the sequel. But it's cool that it's happening for people who are excited. Dauntless. Played this at was it E3 or PAX?
Is this like Monster Hunter?
It's basically Monster Hunter with Fortnite graphics.
Okay.
So
Cool.
I don't know much about it.
But it probably won't do well. Because it looks like Fortnite, makes people want to play Fortnite. Plays like Monster Hunter, makes people want to play Monster Hunter.
It's been out, I'm pretty sure. Like,
Yeah, people have been playing it.
it's just like a trailer.
It's headed to consoles
promote it,
with an
I
eye
think.
towards crossplay between PC, PS4, and Xbox, Switch, and mobile. It's also launching in the Epic Games Store.
It's cool. There's crossplay.
Yeah. Mortal Kombat 11.
That was a big
It's a
announcement.
cool trailer.
It was a very cool trailer. Coming in April. So, of course, I'll pick it up. I've played 9, 10, and this will be 11 now. I think I even played 8, if I'm not mistaken. At least 9 and 10.
You played 8.
Yeah.
Played 8.
I've never
So I'm not
bought
even
one.
like a hardcore Mortal Kombat fan, but they're just really cool games, so I always play them.
Story modes
For
are
sure.
always really entertaining.
Yeah, definitely.
So this one has to do with time travel and stuff, which hence the 2 scorpions.
Yeah.
So I think
I
that'd
love
be really
Scorpions. I mean, his new look is cool too, but his
Yeah.
classic look is awesome.
Cool.
So, yeah, excited to see more of that. I think there's a reveal. Is it January?
In January. Yeah.
Okay, exciting. Hades is the hack and slash dungeon romp from the creators of Bastion Supergiant Games. Like its predecessors, it looks like it has a killer cartoon style and a killer soundtrack. And just as it was revealed, it appears it's on the Epic Games Store. It's in early access on the platform right now. Sick, man.
I think it looks cool.
Yeah, the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. That's I'm getting a fancy PC version, supposedly.
No, it's coming to consoles.
Is it?
Yeah, it's already on PC.
Yeah, but
It's coming to PC too. It's like
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
putting more stuff into it.
Yeah.
Like alternate endings and stuff.
Free update. It's amazing, though.
But this is the first time it'll be on console.
Cool. Journey to the Savage Planet. This comes from a new studio, Typhoon Studios, founded last year by Far Cry 4's director. And gosh, don't I wish that I had more to tell you about the game, but unfortunately, all we've got is a teaser trailer. Forgive me, whoever wrote this article. I can't remember where it came from.
It's like a survival adventure game or something. That's what they said at the Game Awards.
Okay. Among Trees.
Oh yeah, that was the first person kind of woods game with the cool graphics.
Yeah, it's coming to Steam Early Access in 2019. It's a sandbox survival game.
Oh, crazy.
Cool, dude.
Never played one of those.
Yeah, PUBG's new snow map, Vikendi, is in on the test servers right now.
Dude.
Haven't played it myself, but that's kind of cool. I always
the
said I'd
snow
like.
map?
Yeah, I'd always like.
Yeah,
I said I
yeah.
always wanted to see a snow map, so it's cool. Fortnite is getting its the block. It's the concrete slab in the middle of Fortnite where player creations from the new creative mode will be displayed for players to admire, like an art installation that's also a murder arena.
I think that's a really
pretty
cool
neat.
idea.
Yeah, I have that in our notes later too, a little more in depth on the creative mode, which I think is so cool. Ashen, post-apocalyptic open-world affair with a weird co-op twist. Every player takes over an NPC when they appear in other players' worlds. It's out now via Epic Games Store, so take a look at the Ashen impressions before you take the plunge.
I'm very interested in that game, so
A lot of people are talking about it.
yeah, I want to see some reviews or whatever before I jump in.
Yeah. Journey's PlayStation exclusivity has ended with its arrival, surprisingly, in the Epic Games Store. You already know about Journey, surely. There's a big desert. It's gorgeous. Other players can subtly help you out as you encounter them in the magical expanse. It's lovely. Cool. DMC 5. Devil May Cry, of course. While it's mostly single-player game, Devil May Cry 5 will have some multiplayer. Capcom revealed. The cameo our system lets Nero, Dante, and is it V or 5?
It's V.
Okay, I would assume so. It'd be weird if it went by 5. Show up in each other's games. Sometimes you'll see them in the background. Sometimes they'll be fighting alongside you. It sounds a bit strange.
That's so cool.
Totally going to play that game.
Very excited for that.
Ancestors: Humankind Odyssey is an open world survival game that expands our ancestors evolve starting. Oh, this is the one about the monkey that evolves. Starting 10 million years ago, when getting eaten by bigger animals was our main concern. You'll be able to create a tribe and then survive together, passing down skills and knowledge to the next generation. Cool, man. Yeah, that's it for the announcements at the Game Awards.
Persona and Smash.
Yeah, it's funny. That's the one that they didn't have on their list. How idiotic could they be?
How stupid.
Yeah, but as we mentioned
That's the
earlier,
only one that legitimately surprised me.
It surprised me too.
I did not see it coming, and I know people. I didn't even mean to use that pun.
What?
That didn't see it. You never see it coming.
Oh yeah,
didn't even mean to.
Was that the song they played? Oh, they played
during battle.
Yeah.
No, the one they played
was the song we all really like.
Yeah, the song that
Life Will Change. That's the name of the song. It's the one that plays when you submit the card or whatever.
Yeah, I just forgot the lyrics.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was a Switch port or something. So to see
that would have been cool too.
That just when the Smash Bros logo turned around, I was like,
dude, how much of a
world?
I mean, it was already a heavy hitter announcement, but imagine if they first announced it's being ported to Switch, but then they also played the trailer after that. Everybody's invited to Smash Bros. How cool would that have been?
And it makes like so much sense just like looking.
I mean, does that open it up?
I would imagine so.
At least for like any
that would be
Asian
phenomenal on Switch.
But this opens up like, dude, what are these other characters going to be? If we got Joker from Persona 5.
That was a huge surprise because out of all of our predictions in the past, I never would have thought a character like that.
And I'm pretty sure Sakurai said something to that saying like, you can imagine now. Like, I'm pretty sure he said something like that. But
yeah, he did.
Man.
Doom guy confirmed.
Yeah, dude, they have. I know this has just been said ad nauseum, but that makes it like that. That means it has to happen now. Goku.
Oh yeah, that's bound to happen.
Has to happen, dude.
Can you imagine?
It has to happen.
I'd love that.
It just makes so much sense.
It does.
It makes perfect sense.
Yeah. So we've mentioned several times now through those announcements that Epic Games is launching a digital retail store that's actually live now. This news comes courtesy of Isaac Monteros of COD Connected. So I'm going to read through this because I think it's a pretty big deal. So Epic Games will soon launch its own digital retail store, which it has already, for PC and Mac games, and developers that distribute their games on this platform will receive 88% of their games' revenue, while Epic Games receives 12%. With Steam's current policy of raking in 20 to 30% of the revenue created by games that are featured on this platform, this upcoming online store could prove to be a significant rival. Quote, this is from Epic Games, I believe. The Epic Games Store is open to games developed with any game engine, and the first releases span Unreal, Unity, and other engines. For games made with Unreal Engine, Epic will waive all engine royalties on revenue generated through the store. The online store will also have the Support a Creator program, which allows developers to connect with over 10,000 creators, such as YouTubers or Twitch streamers. Content creators who join the program and promote the games of developers involved in this program will be rewarded with money when the supporters for those content creators buy things in Epic Games Store or use V-Bucks in Fortnite. Also, according to The Verge, Epic Games CEO Tim Sweeney is open to expanding the store to Android and iOS. And he says, quote, as a developer ourselves, we have always wanted a platform with great I can't say economics. Economics that can connect. I can't read it all. Okay, I'm good.
I believe.
Wanted a platform with great economics that connects us directly with our players. Sweeney said in the press release, thanks to the success of Fortnite, we now have this and are ready to share it with other developers. I love that through the success of Fortnite and the gargantuan amount of money they've made through that game, that they're investing in really cool things like this.
Yeah, they're looking towards the future.
Yeah, that is really, really awesome.
Mm-hmm. And this is like, I think it's huge because this is like the same story of Steam, but they launched off like Half-Life 2. But this is like Fortnite's bigger than Half-Life 2.
Yeah.
So this could be potentially bigger than Steam.
Yeah. And that revenue that developers can acquire through that is it's definitely enticing.
It's not really like more.
No, I imagine it's a situation where they can put it on Epic Games Store and Steam, couldn't they?
Yeah. Probably.
Unless Steam gets stingy about it. Like, no, if you're going to be on Epic Games Store, you can't be over here.
Yeah. I mean, right now I think you can.
I doubt they would do that because they still, at the end of the day, get a percentage of the sales anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's I think it's really interesting.
It's really compelling for developers. Not really, it doesn't really matter to like someone like me because it's just another launcher, which is a little bit annoying. It's not really. It doesn't really like take up a lot of memory on my computers to have a bunch of launchers. But I was reading like an article. It was about Steam, and like apparently they have like different ranges. Like if your game sells like a ton, they'll give you more of the cut or something, which is weird because like all these AAA studios are not putting their games on Steam when they're making their own launchers on PC at least. And, it's just weird that they're kind of like trying to get those people in the door when they should be probably focusing more on like smaller games into your titles. So
with your, I don't know, when you're like a bigger studio and having like a bigger game like Fallout 76 or something, you can just obviously advertise yourself. But if you're,
and you want to take all that money instead of giving some of it to Steam,
and if you're like a smaller game and there's significantly more people that use Steam, there's probably more like advertising opportunities for people that are on Steam to see your game than jumping on like a brand new launcher or whatever. So,
but there's people jumping right into the Epic launcher. Like, there were some during the Game Awards that are exclusively on.
So I mean,
Epic
that's what
games.
It's a perfect time to sort of promote that launching too at the Game Awards like that.
And then so many people are playing Fortnite. If they integrate that into the launcher as well, then there can be advertisements.
Oh, it is like you can't play Fortnite without using the Epic Games Store now on PC.
Gotcha.
So.
Nice.
Cool.
In conclusion, this is epic. You guys like that?
Yeah,
I do.
I love that.
Really cool.
So speaking of Fortnite and Epic Games in general, Mario Brash brings us news of Fortnite Creative, which I think is just so cool. He says, according to the studio's official Twitter, you'll be able to build your own dream Fortnite with friends. Players will have access to their own private island in which they can build and edit to their heart's content. More than a simple level designer, however, the new feature will give players the range to develop their own game mode. The details are vague, but essentially, players will have the tools and assets they need to build their own game. I imagine a playground that can come to life and deviate drastically from the Battle Royale experience. So I'm wondering if players develop a map that's good enough for Epic Games to maybe implement into Battle Royale in general. Let's say someone just creates a killer Battle Royale map from scratch and Epic Games just loves it. If it can be similar to how I think it was Halo 5 specifically would take some of the best player-created content in Forge and literally put it in multiplayer playlists. Yeah. And it'd be cool if they had a separate playlist for Battle Royale of all custom maps people have made that Epic Games has approved. It'd be awesome, especially game modes. Same thing happened with Halo 5. I think there's one or two game modes that fans had created that eventually made their way into their own playlist on Halo 5.
I guess they're kind of taking a small step towards that with the block.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally.
And also, like I like sit here and think bigger picture. Like, what if? Because this is like with BR, it came from another game. Like it was built like through mods and through like community creation.
Well, somebody may create something entirely new through
and
this.
And that leads to like these guys making something that's huge later down the line that's completely separate from Fortnite. Which, just leads to more innovation, more competition, which is always good.
Mm-hmm. In spite of the chaos that has ensued among our youth through Fortnite. It's cool to see what the success has garnered in the industry as far as the Epic Games Store and even this new creative mode will be really cool to see what people come up with. So
it's just cool, like having the idea of you can literally create your own island and it's completely separate from traditional Fortnite, and you can just have anyone in that lobby you want. Just kind of cool.
Absolutely. Yeah, that makes me kind of want to dabble in it because I've always loved building and creating things. Like I mentioned in Fallout, of course, but especially even Forge and Halo in the past. I've loved doing stuff like that. So I may hop into Fortnite.
You think you might give this a try?
Yeah, I might dabble in it a little bit here and there if I have time. It'd be cool. I'm going to make some kick-ass new multiplayer mode, dude. You just wait. I like just making maps in general is cool. A bunch of forts and stuff. I'm going to make a literal fort in Fortnite in a multiplayer map.
You won't.
I'd like to make a very basic style of a Halo map, like Blood Gulch, for example. There's two bases, a giant field in the middle with obstacles, and there's some sort of capture the flag mode in Fortnite. That's what I'm going to do.
Make it.
Is it generic? Of course it is, but sounds cool to me.
Am I copying someone? Maybe.
Yeah. One of the more exciting news stories to me this week was the, not really announcement, but heavy rumor and, to me, seemingly proof that WB Montreal is indeed not only working on a Batman game, but a Batman game that has to do with the Court of Owls. I think we talked about that a week or two ago.
Arkham, what's it? That giant leak of like Arkham World or Universe?
Arkham Universe, yeah. So whether it's Montreal working on it or if Rocksteady's also working on Batman or something else entirely, to me, why would WB want to release a Montreal Batman game and a Rocksteady Batman game? Of course, they probably wouldn't come out even nearly close to each other. But to me, it almost seems like if Rocksteady is indeed working on another Batman title, that WBs would come out probably halfway through next year, maybe spring of next year, maybe a little later, maybe in the fall, and then maybe the following year, Rocksteady would have a new Batman. I don't know, because Rocksteady's still hiring. Like every week I see tweets about them hiring.
You think they're going to want to try and kind of pull a Fallout 4 with Batman because they announced Arkham Knight so freaking early that they're just waiting until the last
like 6 months out
or something. Yeah.
So that'd be cool. But I'll read through this real quick because it's pretty cool. But Warner Bros. Montreal, this also comes from Karam MTS from Gear Nuke, by the way. He says Warner Bros. Montreal is working on a secret Batman-related project for a while now, and it appears that they might have just teased Court of Owls. If you don't know Warner Bros. Montreal, they've worked on Batman: Arkham Origins, which is a good game that unfortunately didn't fare well with critics due to bugs and technical issues. Oh, I can't breathe. Since the release of Batman: Arkham Origins, we haven't really heard about their next project. In a new tease that could be considered speculation, to be honest, it might seem like they are working on a Batman game based on the Court of Owls storyline. This had to do with a picture of a woman from WB Montreal had a black shirt with a yellow logo that had the Court of Owls logo. It's a little redesigned, but in comparison to the original logo, it looks very similar.
She blew it.
Yep. And in case you don't know, the Court of Owls is an organized crime group and secret society appearing in the American comic books published by DC Comics, commonly in association with the superhero Batman. They have secretly existed since colonial times in Gotham City.
Whoa.
Yep. I have the New 52 Batman that introduces Court of Owls in that line.
What is that? What's New 52? Like, why is it called that?
It's not New 52 anymore. That was the previous line of DC Comics.
I'm asking, like, what does that mean?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Just like the new series is called Rebirth.
Okay.
So, no idea.
Just something to, like, classify.
Like, there's the Amazing
story.
Spider-Man, there's Ultimate Spider-Man, there's, like, Spectacular Spider-Man.
I just didn't know, like, if it meant, like, 52.
No, they kind of differentiate different arcs of comics.
Like, yeah, I understand.
Like, the MCU, for example, could be rebranded as something else at some point.
Sure.
But...
yeah, like the new, like, we forgot to talk about the Marvel game coming to Switch exclusively. Forgot what it was called.
Oh, yeah. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll play it, but that's cool that that's a pretty big deal. It's
looked pretty low quality,
to Switch.
But, you know,
yeah, it kind of looked like a mobile game. I thought it was a mobile game at first.
Mm-hmm.
But that's exciting, I guess, for fans.
But back to this.
Yeah, WB Montreal, I have high hopes in for working on a Batman title because, as we've discussed multiple times, I think we all think Origins is pretty underrated.
And your favorite game of all time is a Batman game. So
it is, yeah.
I'm sure this is
so,
very
of course,
intriguing.
anything Batman I get excited about. And Court of Owls sounds very cool to me as far as a protagonist. No, not protagonist, antagonist. And I think Montreal will have learned from where they may have goofed a bit with Origins in terms of their open world and maybe gameplay aspects. Because story and boss battles, I think, is where that game thrived, especially.
You just need to put in tanks. Like that
yeah, more tanks,
everything.
I think, would solve all their problems. But
Deathstroke in a tank. Put every Court of Owl dude in a tank.
Please, absolutely. And have all the boss battles be in tanks.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be awesome.
Put them all in Batwings.
Yeah, for being honest, just use Arkham Knight as your Bible for this Batman game, and I think you're set.
Turn this game into Star Fox with Batman on top of it.
And things I loved the performances from even their version of Batman. I think it worked really well. I'd like to see this take place, of course, after Origins, maybe a year or two after that. I love the Batcave stuff. I love going to and from the Batcave. Some would say it throws off the pacing, but I like to role play as Batman in a way.
Was that in Origins?
It was, yeah. So I like going back and forth to the Batcave. Batmobile, I think, is a necessity because I think it's fun to use. I don't need the tank because I'm thinking about it this way. He's going to have the old school Batmobile anyway. But one could say, if they want to make their own Batmobile again, someone could say that the Arkham Asylum Batmobile came after the Court of Owls situation he was in. So he could have an entirely redesigned Batmobile if they wanted.
Yeah.
For the sake of originality. So, but I'm very excited to hear more about this. I hope it's real. It looks real to me, and I imagine it's only a matter of time until we see more.
I like the idea of like having the bike that breaks off from the Batmobile, like in the Nolan movies.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
I really liked that bike.
Yeah. Maybe ride around as Robin in Arkham Universe on a bike.
There we go.
I remember there were rumors about that for a while.
Mm-hmm.
There'd be either a Robin game or being able to play as Robin.
Yeah, when there like rumors that there was going to be like multiple characters you could play as.
Yeah.
So
time will tell. I'm not going to read all this, but the Assassin's Creed Symphony is happening. You guys heard about this?
have not heard them.
That's very cool. Not totally dissimilar from like the Kingdom Hearts Orchestra that'll play, or like the Legend of Zelda tour that happened. But I think Assassin's Creed has gorgeous music in all the games. I think it is. I think it's awesome. You guys don't like the Assassin's Creed music?
I haven't played a Creed game
especially
since
2,
Unity.
3, 4. 2, 3, and 4 especially, I've loved the music in, dude. I would totally go to this if I could.
Ezio's family theme is iconic.
It is, but I don't like how they've reiterated that into other games since then. Like even Odyssey has that theme. I'm like, it's like the official Assassin's Creed theme now. I don't really like that.
I think
played 3's theme is really awesome.
3's is excellent. That's also different from 2, and even 4's is different from 2. But ever since then, they're like, what do we do now? It's like, we'll just implement Ezio's family. Everyone loves that song. So I like original scores in each one, but I've always really, really enjoyed the music in Assassin's Creed. So that's pretty cool. That'd be a cool show to go to, in my opinion.
Yeah,
it's happening. I'll announce the dates if you're even interested, but it's happening in a total of 6 dates. E3. Maybe I can see it at E3 next year. That'd be cool. In Los Angeles on June 11th, 29th in Paris, August 3rd in San Francisco, the 27th of September in Montreal, and 2 concerts on October 5th and 6th in London and Milan, respectively. Pretty cool, man.
It's not as cool as the Souja handheld.
Yeah, that's what we have next. It's a perfect segue. SoujaBoy Consoles. This comes from Liz Lanier of Variety. SoujaBoy, best known for his hit 2007 single, Crank That Soldier Boy. Hit it for us, Jacob.
No.
Oh, come on, man. Yeah, that song took over the world when we were in high school, man. I'm sure everyone listening to this podcast remembers it too.
Oh, yeah.
It's a classic.
I would sing it if I knew the words, but I don't know.
He redefined hip hop for a while.
That's a stretch.
He really did, man. It got wild.
He made a popular dance.
This whole story is the best thing ever.
It is incredible.
Have you read his Twitter?
I have.
Oh my god.
He said he's like crying and stuff because he's like so happy about it. I haven't seen any tweets since
then.
The
comments are like, dude, you're a visionary.
Yeah.
You're creating this tech mogul company and stuff. It is so freaking funny.
It's funny that this comes out now because not that long ago I was wondering what happened to SoujaBoy. Not that I was ever obsessed with his music or a fan at all, but just something about SoujaBoy was said and it sparked memories of the song.
I'm sure it's just in the story, but he's taking these cheap emulators that you can buy for cheaper than what he's selling them off of Amazon and like AliExpress or whatever. And he's not even putting his logo on them. He's just reselling these emulators as like his
called the SoujaGame console and the SoujaGame handheld.
It's incredible. And he's tweeting out the pictures of these things, straight stock pictures from these other websites, and he's putting them on his Souja Watch website.
Yeah, SoujaWatch.com.
He's selling these cheap knockoff Apple Watches too. It's the Souja watches, and it's just like the funniest thing, or how he's just like passing this off. Like he can't think people are this stupid, right?
Some people will be,
but that's the funny part is people are that stupid. They're commenting, being like, "Oh man, these are sick. I just pre-ordered my Souja console now and stuff."
I mean, honestly, it's all about your perception of like how talented he is, or like what his brand means to you. Like in my case,
it's not. That's the funny thing is it's not his brand.
He's slapping his name on it, so
he's not even. He's putting them on his website. He's not even slapping his name on the products. Like that's true. It's like this is
maybe need some quick cash or something. Pay off like a loan or something. That'll be good.
Yes, man.
Let's see how it works out for him.
I'll have you know, Jacob, they're both on sale for $150 for the console and $100 for the handheld, respectively.
Which is funny because the handheld it says originally $200 and it's cut off to $100, but then on Amazon you can buy one for like $60. And it's the same exact thing. And I don't even know how legally you can do what he's doing because their branding with the emulator, I've seen pictures of like Lara Croft. You know, it has all these like old ass Nintendo games and stuff.
Yeah, good luck, man. I'm not sure. Probably be shut down before. I hope he sells stuff quick.
And have you seen the website too? It's like the worst. It's the worst thing, dude. It's like a 5-year-old made it. It's awful.
Man, poor SoujaBoy.
Yeah, it comes preloaded with preloaded titles and handheld more than 3,000.
Yeah.
What?
800 preloaded titles and handheld has more than 3,000.
For $150?
Yeah, man.
And
it's quite a steal.
It's like HD gaming and stuff. Like, they're all Nintendo emulators. Like, this is so
HD
ridiculous.
gaming. Wonder if it plays 4K, man.
I mean, did you see the console controller? It's a DualShock 1.
Is it?
Yes.
Wow.
And he's posting, he's like, these are my, it's like he's posting it like, these are my designs for this controller. It's so funny, dude. Man. I don't know what's sadder, him doing it or the people that are falling for it.
Yeah, he's really Superman in those hoes right now.
Yeah.
You could say.
For sure.
Watch this take off. Then who's going to be laughing?
I mean, like Garrett said, he's like crying from all the support he's been getting. Like it.
More power to him, man. Making money.
Yeah.
I guess.
Whether it's lawfully or unlawfully, he's making some cash.
Still making music too, apparently.
Is he?
That's what someone said.
It's just people are like, man, you're living the dream, man, creating a tech empire. It's so funny.
He's a hero to us all.
Yep.
Oh. Speaking of heroes, what do you guys think of the Avengers Endgame trailer?
That's cool.
It's fine.
I liked it.
Okay.
It didn't really get me hyped up, but it was a cool trailer, I guess. Of course, we'll get more trailers.
How did Tony Stark get in a ship?
The ship that crashed onto Thanos' planet.
Okay.
I assume. No, that was the Milano. So the Milano arrived after they had crash landed there.
Who was in it? Was it that?
The Guardians were in it.
Okay.
Now remember, spoiler alert, most of the Guardians are gone with the exception of Nebula and
I thought perhaps the blue
Rocket
chick
Raccoon.
arrived
How
on the
can that
ship.
even? It's like a meme of everybody disappear, or half the people disappear.
Are you sure the blue chick didn't arrive in that ship?
She was there. No, she
come
arrived late because she escaped Thanos' grasp or whatever and then showed up to fight him.
Okay, I was just wondering if that was her ship.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, but it was Star-Lord's ship, it was the Guardian ship. So they escape on that and they go into space.
He's alone. So
well, does he say he's alone in the trailer? Because people assume that Nebula's there with him. She's just not in that scene.
Okay.
But pretty cool. I like that. That's a pretty emotional scene that he's talking to Pepper through his helmet. But leaving a message for her. But
which she'll probably never find.
People are speculating that Captain Marvel will indeed rescue them from space, which makes sense to me because she will have gotten Nick Fury's message. And she's like, well, need to go back to Earth. Flies past him. Hey, boys and gal. And she picks him up. So I assume that's what happens.
Breaking news from the Kind of Funny Games showcase.
Okay. Which we're missing right now.
It's done.
Okay.
Ton of indie games.
As
pretty
we
much
assumed.
everything. But I think they ended with the Yakuza dev game Judge. Sorry. Changed its name to Judgment.
Judgment, huh?
And it's coming out this summer.
Yep.
Breaking news.
That's breaking news.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how that went.
And there's some
Where'd they host it?
Battle Royale. They didn't host it. It was just a video. They posted on their Twitch.
It's just a video?
Just a long video.
This is a Battle Royale.
Some Housemarque game has adding a Battle Royale mode.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to watch that.
They may be suckered into doing this every year now since they did this once.
I doubt it.
We'll see. Indie companies might be like, please do that again. Get some more exposure.
Maybe that's what we need to do.
Nice of them to do, though.
I'm sure
the ItsObviousGaming showcase.
All 20 people would love it.
Yeah. Anyway, trailer looks cool. I too miss Cap's beard. I thought Cap looked great with a beard.
Mm-hmm.
That's gone. I think Hawkeye looks cool as Ronin. You guys know about Ronin? So I learned about Ronin yesterday. This is pretty cool. So Hawkeye in the comics, takes on the persona of Ronin, who's more of like a samurai type guy after something tragic happens. Now in the movie, I assume his family disappeared right in front of his eyes, which I think is super awesome. And I think it's a huge payoff for Age of Ultron because I think critically
that was really cool how your family died.
Yeah.
Dude. That was awesome.
I think narratively it works really well. It's impactful because it really pays off in Age of Ultron too. Because I remember people complained about that farm sequence in the movie. They were like, oh, this is boring and it throws off the pacing. And it's not really that necessary. It just shows that, oh, Clint has a family. But I think it really impacts his character going into Endgame because you can just see that emotion on his face. Like
especially if like they have like a flashback where you get to see his family like literally disappear.
I'd almost like it. I'd appreciate it even more if it's just implied because I always like implication more than like just showing me things.
Okay.
That's me personally. But I think he looks cool as Ronin, but it makes sense. He's changed his persona. He's killing guys with a sword now. I don't know why he dropped the bow. But
swords are cooler.
Swords are cool. So that's pretty cool. I like
Let's
his
shoot his sword like
shoot
an
a
arrow.
bow at Thanos. Come on.
I wouldn't be surprised at this point. But that's a pretty cool reveal that he's in the movie like that. I like the very brief shot of Thanos wading through his farmland with his scarecrow of the armor. And it looks like the gloves melted onto his hand, the Infinity Gauntlet. So that's kind of cool.
He's got like a whole farm.
Yep.
Cows and pumpkins. And
people wondering like how much will he actually be in this movie? And
is he on Earth?
No, he's probably on a distant planet somewhere.
Okay.
He's living it up, man. He's being a farmer. He won. Like, I like how people say Infinity War isn't a cliffhanger. It's a definitive ending. Thanos won at the end. But this is just a sequel to that movie. Mm-hmm. It isn't meant to be considered like a part 1 and part 2. Well, originally, that was the plan.
I'm assuming they have to undo what he did.
Oh, of course they will. Because we're getting a Spider-Man trailer, if not today, tomorrow. Yeah. So I don't know how they're going to explain that in the trailer. Because it's very confusing to me.
He's just a cup of sand in the trailer.
Because that trailer is going to answer whether or not Far From Home indeed takes place before Infinity War or after. I assume it takes place after because one, he has a new costume, Mysterio's in it, so it has to take place after. It's weird. Kevin Feige has a plan. The marketing's kind of strange getting a Spider-Man trailer when everyone knows he's currently quote unquote dead in Infinity War. So, and of course, we'll have some really awesome post-credit scene in Captain Marvel that leads into Endgame. How do you guys feel about the title Endgame?
I like it.
I think it's pretty cool. When I first saw that, I didn't know how I felt about it, but the more I've thought about it, the cooler I think it is.
No, I realized that Doctor Strange said we're playing the Endgame now,
right?
At some point in the movie, so it's just
and according to a trailer breakdown I watched, Tony also said that in Age of Ultron, the Endgame.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
So it's kind of cool.
How many times are they going to say it in the movie?
Hopefully, every scene. This is the Endgame. Everyone remember this is the Endgame. I love Ant-Man's arrival at the end of the trailer. Someone said the funniest tweet. They're like, it's funny to think that the guy who told us about Sex Panther is going to save the universe. And then I went on YouTube and watched that scene.
I saw that scene the other day. My dad was watching.
Yeah, that movie is so funny. But that scene in particular is classic. I just love how he's like, he opens it up.
Smells like gasoline.
Ron Burgundy, he's like, what are you going to go? What cologne are you going to go with? London Gentleman? No. Don't tell me. Blackbeard's Delight. It's like, now she gets something special. It's called Sex Panther. It's illegal in 9 countries. It has bits of real panther in it. That movie is brilliant.
Yeah,
I love it. So, but yeah, I think I love Ant-Man's enthusiasm too. Like, everyone's gone. He's like, hey, I'm here. Let me in. So very excited for that movie, of course. Huge Marvel fan, or at least of the MCU.
I completely forgot about the Ant-Man and Wasp movie. Never saw it.
I saw it. It was pretty cool. Nothing special, but I liked it.
Did that take place after?
It took place right before.
Okay.
There's a post-credit scene that ties into Infinity War.
But Captain Marvel's after Avengers.
Captain Marvel is before everything.
Okay.
Yeah, Captain Marvel's in the 90s.
Okay.
But of course, she'll have a post-credit scene that's probably after Infinity War, I would assume.
Yeah, Infinity War post-credit screen ended with the pager with her logo on it.
Well, I guess she doesn't live on Earth.
I guess we could briefly discuss her latest trailer where she goes Super Saiyan and stuff. What you got? Did you see this trailer?
I have not. I've seen stills.
It was fine. I wasn't really impressed.
I think the movie overall doesn't look that impressive to me, but some of the action stuff looks kind of cool. Mm-hmm. Like her Super Saiyan form looks awesome.
Yeah, I don't really have much to say.
So I'm excited for Endgame, tell you that much.
Yeah.
Excited we got the trailer. Cannot wait to see what we see from Spider-Man.
And it's coming out in April.
You guys see Jake Gyllenhaal's arrival to Twitter, or not Twitter, Instagram.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio is just perfect.
It is. I agree.
Perfect casting.
Yeah. And he plays a great villain. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited.
I love Jake Gyllenhaal.
Mm-hmm. Big fan myself. Mm-hmm. Would I marry him? Absolutely.
Probably.
Yeah. You guys want to jump into community questions?
Yes.
Cool, man. I might have you guys start off with these while I go blow my nose, but I'll bring us in.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we say every single week, we've been saying it for quite a while now. Thank you so much for your continued support of this podcast. Submitting questions week in and week out for us to answer. It's a lot of fun. We never know what we're going to get. Keeps things interesting here at the tail end of the podcast. If you'd like to have your questions read live on the air, you can reach us in one of 3 places. You can email us at ItsObviousGaming@gmail.com. You can tweet at us at obvious_gaming, or submit your questions in the Ask IOG section of our Discord channel. Now, if you want your questions read publicly on the show for the world to hear, always include the hashtag AskIOG so that we know you want to do that. We don't want to read your private messages accidentally on this podcast. All that out of the way, you guys want to bring it in with Cheeky here?
Yeah, man, I'll read Cheeky.
Okay, I'll be back.
Hey, boys.
Sorry, Jacob.
Couldn't do it as good as you. I was wondering why we haven't gotten a sequel for Sleeping Dogs. I really enjoyed it when I played it. Anyways, if you could get a sequel to any game that never got it, what game would it be? I would like to see either Sleeping Dogs 2 or Bully 2.
Bully's a good one.
Yeah.
Although I didn't play it.
Where's our Technomancer sequel, guys?
Oh, that's the question we need to know.
Yeah. Sleeping Dogs was a really fun game. Mm-hmm. And I know it went through development hell, I think, because it was originally True Crime Streets of something.
Yeah.
And they rebranded it as Sleeping Dogs.
Mm-hmm.
I probably honestly didn't sell that well.
Preston, I'm going to say something that is not going to shock you because you're
World of Warcraft 2.
That's a good one. I didn't think about that. Well, anyways, the greatest game of all time, Thief.
Yeah, we
need a sequel.
We need a sequel to the reboot of Thief.
Yes,
for sure.
It just makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Bring back Garrett, the thief, not our Garrett. He sucks, but the actual
the real
Garrett.
Thief. Yes. Yeah.
Like just like kind of having fun here. Like, what do you think they could do? Like, to if that was going to be a thing, what would they? What do you think they should do? Like to make it different from the original?
Oh God.
Because like you had,
how can you improve upon perfection? Is what I'm trying
that's
to
a
think
good
about.
point, Preston.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a really good point.
Yeah.
We're just talking about how Thief is a perfect game.
And how a sequel.
They're the remake.
What more can you say?
Yeah.
So a sequel that never happened. That we want.
They're all bad.
I said Technomancer.
A sequel for a game that
I'm kind of joking, but also kind of not joking.
Yeah.
You see the order already?
Oh no,
the order's good
no, that's
too.
a really good one. That's a really good one.
Which won't happen.
Technomancer sucks. It's a really bad game, but there's potential for coolness.
Yeah. Like you like what's there, but if it could actually be done,
it's the worst game that I actually like, and I can't believe I platinumed it. I think I'm only person on earth that platinumed.
Was it a hard platinum?
Kinda.
Okay.
The game was not easy.
So like some of the trophies were annoying.
I had to figure them all out myself.
Yeah,
which is the first time I ever did that. Nobody did it, so I could have written the guide on platinuming Technomancer,
and you would have gotten no support.
Yep. But yeah, dude, the order. That's a great answer.
I'm still waiting on that.
I hope we get it one day.
Me too. I kind of want to replay it. I told you when we had a dry spell, I need to play Persona, and I'd like to replay the order. The order's better, man.
Played it.
You kidding me?
Yeah, way better.
Yeah, so you guys want to read the rest? You want me to read it?
I'll read
it.
Okay. Sure. Oh, the Massacre.
That's from, remember,
don't tell me. If you think of it, keep it in your brain.
Okay, I'm trying.
Attack.
Yeah.
By the time you are reading this, Smash has released. What characters are your mains? Love the podcast. It makes Monday workout so much easier to get through.
Garrett, why didn't you read this earlier?
What was the question? I was just rubbing my eyeball.
Who are your mains for Smash?
Oh, forgive me, Massacre. Kirby. The only characters I've played are Breath of the Wild, Link, Kirby, and Mario.
I don't like Mario very much. He's too. I don't like how you can't charge up like his attacks. Like
he has his water gun from Sunshine.
It sucks. Every time I use it, it sucks.
What's his name?
Mario?
No, the water gun.
I can't remember.
Yes.
Squirty or something?
Alive?
Yeah, Squirter. That's what it's
that thing's alive?
Yeah, it is alive. Forgot his name.
I like right now really enjoying
thing's alive.
I'm enjoying Pikachu, Fox, and that's it right now.
Young Link and Marth are my boys. I like Roy as well. Haven't unlocked him yet.
Yeah, Roy's awesome.
And I'm really interested in playing as
I want to try Ridley.
Crap,
so bad.
There's so many characters.
Yeah. You literally can't think
mainly
of them
Young
all.
Link, yeah.
I want to try Incineroar too, like the last character they announced.
Who?
Looks Incineroar. He's like the wrestling
dude.
fire.
Once Joker gets out, that's my main. For sure. That is my main.
I can't wait to see what he plays like.
Yeah.
He's gonna have a gun.
What about you guys in the comments? What are your fighters? What are your mains?
Yeah.
Let us know.
And keep an eye out on Discord and Twitter and all that. We'll announce if we are indeed going to do a stream Monday night. That'd be really cool.
This is from Dowsy. Hello, Garrett, Jacob, and perhaps Preston. I'm here this time, so sorry about that. With the holidays coming, I'd like to bring my Switch to my family gatherings to play Mario Party and Super Smash. What I'm realizing is the amount of money I have to spend on peripherals for each of these games to play properly.
That's right.
Mario Party requires individual Joy-Cons, so that's $70 for a new set. The best way to play Smash is with GameCube controllers, $25 each. But then you can't use those for other games, so you need a Pro Controller too. All of this on top of the fact that none of these games ever go on sale has me feeling a bit frustrated with Nintendo and discouraged to invest more into their ecosystem. Is Nintendo the Apple of the games industry, scalping their customers for dongles and accessories they feel forced to buy to get most out of their products? Correction, I am shocked to see that Odyssey and Xenoblade on the eShop are currently 30% off. I think it's a Game Awards related sale, so I guess I stand slightly corrected.
Nintendo always does this.
Gets because people do it.
Yeah,
people
So-
they make that money. So
they do it because it sells.
Yeah.
It's totally a business thing.
We have actually a great follow-up question to this question that kind of ties into it well, I will say.
What was like the question here? I kind of dozed off halfway through.
It's kind of just like, is Nintendo the Apple of the gaming industry, scalping their customers for their dongles? None of their games hardly ever go on sale, etc. But I think it all comes down to just, kind of like with Apple, people buy it. People hold Nintendo at this Apple-like status where you're getting like a really good premium product. I guess.
I mean, I think they are different, but they have some similarities. Yeah. I agree with that.
I guess at the end of the day, is people will buy it, so they just get away with it.
Yeah. So, I think the price of like the Joy-Cons is a bit ridiculous. I mean, I don't know what it takes to make one of those, but
those things are really impressive when you think about it.
Yeah. The motion controls is better than the Wii remote.
And the rumble in them is really impressive. And the fact that they can do what they do, just split them out and play multiplayer. Like tonight at work, I'm going to play with all the sound guys, play Smash with the Joy-Cons.
Maybe you should just get 1-2 switch, then you really be blown away.
Dude.
And that's what really showcases the power of the Joy-Cons.
Yeah, honestly, it is.
That game being $60 is something.
Is it still $60?
Maybe not. It initially was $60.
Okay.
That's the most egregious thing I think Nintendo's ever done.
Wow.
In my opinion.
Didn't you buy it?
Yeah. Well, I accidentally bought 2 copies of Zelda because I got the collector's edition and a regular. Oh, my collector's edition didn't come
accidentally.
Well, it's not accidentally. I literally did it. My Breath of the Wild, the collector's edition, didn't come until the Monday after the Switch came out. So of course, I'm not going to not play Zelda. So I bought another one, returned it, and got a 1-2 Switch. Horrible mistake.
I think to answer your question, Dowsy, I think you could say that Nintendo is very similar to the Apple, similar to Apple in that sense, but that is why they do that, obviously, because people continue to invest without question. So,
I mean, Apple's more of like a.
But there's a further discussion about this with the next question, I will say. But I wanted to say about Smash, playing on Breath of the Wild stage atop one of those towers made me want to jump right back into Breath of the Wild again.
Dude, I played the N64 Hyrule Castle stage. I was like, oh, this brings back memories, man.
You've kicked my ass on that stage multiple times. You may do it again here after this podcast.
Doubtful. We'll see.
We'll see.
This is from Hukimato. Bom dia, hot boys. Not sure what
Bom
that means.
dia.
He's from Portugal, so I'm assuming it's Portuguese.
Okay.
I recently watched the debate with Young Yea
He
had with Jason Schreier about the state of the industry. I did not even know that happened. I personally disagree with all the hate Jason is getting, but felt like there was one solution that would fit both ideas and was not discussed. Vote with your wallet. How effective do you think it is to vote with your wallet, both in terms of sending a message to the companies and calming down the inner turmoil of pure hatred on a personal level? Keep up the amazing work. Love from Portugal.
Hey, red and black hearts your way, Hukimato.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Their debate.
Yeah.
I'm not subscribed to Young but a lot of his videos show up on my homepage, and every now and then I'll watch them. I'm not a fan of Young because he mostly covers negative stuff, or has a negative stigma towards things. But he does do a good job of coverage, I will say, when I do watch his videos. And I didn't watch the debate. I saw that they did that, which I thought was pretty interesting. But in terms of vote with your wallet, I think it's very effective. We've seen that most notably recently with Battlefield and a few others that have definitely happened this past year alone that people have not paid for because of certain reasons.
I mean, I think Fallout 76 is
that's another one
hammered right now.
That's another one. So I would say it's very effective, and it's going to be interesting to see what Battlefield does next as far as marketing is concerned. With the next Battlefield or whatever they put out next in general. So I think we've seen more than ever this past year that voting with your wallet is extremely effective.
Yeah. And that's granted, I haven't seen the debate, so I have no clue what they brought up, but I'm very much of the mindset of let that drive it. I don't want any government interference saying what companies can and cannot do in terms of loot boxes and prices or things like that. So I think at the end of the day, that's what I think is most effective, and what it should be dictated by is that.
May disputes be always settled between the consumer and the person supplying the product.
I agree.
So,
I'll play devil's advocate for a second. Of course, in the cases with EA and like Bethesda right now, of course, like it's being very effective. But like, what if it's like a game that you just don't like and you hate, like, but everyone else seems to just love it. Like voting with your wallet doesn't always like kind of makes you feel like you don't have a voice in terms of like, does this even matter? Like, and does anyone even like see me not purchasing this? Like,
I mean, if you're
what do
not,
you do in those cases?
If you're the minority in the overall picture, then I guess so. They're always going to, they're always going to, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word I'm looking for. They're always going to kind of push for the mainstream, get whatever's selling the most. I mean, that's just business practice. Sorry.
Yeah.
You know, a ton of people claim to hate Call of Duty, but Call of Duty is just going to keep on going and stuff because people buy
until people stop buying Call of Duty. Then I mean, it's not going to change. And now it's selling more because they're adapting.
But I think that's what's so cool about games is that even if you're in the minority, there's always another studio. There's always somebody else doing what you want to be done, and you can put your money in that direction.
Sure. Yeah.
So.
And if there's not, then make it yourself.
I guess. I mean, I'm sure there's a ton of people that you know have gone out and done that for that reason.
And if you're not willing to make it, then don't play games.
I guess
that's what I say.
Yeah. I don't know. I probably don't even want to watch that debate. Stuff like that. Just to watch really, I don't care.
Neither do I.
It's just no offense, but exactly that's why I don't watch any of his videos. And especially, I know a lot of people love what's his face,
Jim Sterling.
Jim Sterling, I can't.
They're similar.
I cannot watch Jim Sterling.
Jim Sterling has more of like a comedic twang to his criticism, but they're similar in the sense where they're both mostly negative.
Yeah.
But every now and then there'll be. I don't watch all of Jim Sterling stuff. I could be wrong,
but I feel like Jim Sterling does not hold that stance. From some things I've seen, and granted, I could be wrong, but from some things I've seen, he is, especially when it comes to loot boxes and stuff, it seems like he's very much an advocate for these companies being like, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm having a complete brain fart, but like there being laws put against things and stuff like that. So,
yeah, voting with your wallet definitely works.
I agree with that.
Yeah, maybe not every time, but 60. I would say 60% of the time it works every time.
I don't know. It seems like recently it's
I think EA would agree with you.
Yeah. Totally. So
I wonder what like
it's going to be an interesting year going into next year. We have some killer games coming out, and to see how marketing plays out for some of these companies that have taken a hit.
Anthem do with how like Battlefield did? Like, are the same people not going to buy it?
As long as no one says don't buy it, I think they'll be okay for the most part.
I just wonder, like, is there like a completely different crowd?
There seems to be a pretty genuine interest in Anthem overall.
I'm very interested in Anthem.
I'm interested to hear your thoughts,
especially
from
the past story trailer that came out.
I'm not allowed to tell you my thoughts.
Yeah, off air,
unofficially.
So I'll pry it out of you.
Okay,
I'll seduce you.
So before we end this, guys, I have a very important announcement to make.
Okay, you're gonna move out with me?
No, not bigger than that.
Damn it!
I need everyone to follow me on Twitter, Instagram at Jaka27. Do it right now.
Okay.
Stop listening to this.
Any particular reason why? You have some quality tweets.
I need more people to follow me. I need everyone to follow me.
And then you'll start tweeting again?
Yes.
Okay.
Until everyone is following me, I will not tweet again.
I'm a less is more kind of guy when it comes to Instagram and Twitter. I post only when absolutely necessary, and it's got to be gold.
Well, that's not good, Garrett. You need to post all the time.
It's important. Less is more. You ever hear a dot is a lot in kindergarten? That teaches you. That is a life lesson right there, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Dot is a lot.
A dot is a lot in almost every situation.
Yeah. Well, I think we look at social media differently, but that's not the conversation we need to have.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Jaka27. Everyone follow me. Preston, are you following me?
I do.
You better like my tweets, man. I tweet all the time.
You haven't beaten your American flag tweet yet. I'm waiting to follow up. Waiting for the follow up to that one.
But I think that'll do it for questions.
I think it will. That's the big conclusion to episode 181 of the It's Obvious podcast.
Thanks for joining us. Please subscribe to us over at youtube.com/ItsObviousGaming. Please follow us on the Discord channel and our Twitter account, I guess, or any social media. I'm assuming you will put out the next times that y'all be streaming or whatever on those social media pages. But thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it.
I was glad to have you back this week, Preston.
It's good to
please come back as often as you're willing.
I'll try.
Great to have you here.
I'll try to.
So,
it should be a very permanent thing.
Awesome. Good. Especially you moving into a potentially new career, which I guess we'll talk about when we get closer to that. Unless you want to talk about it.
Spoiled it. No.
Okay.
No.
We'll wait.
That's nothing.
An exciting frontier, we'll say.
Maybe.
For now.
We'll see. I very much love what I'm doing right now. But
I forgot certain people listen to this podcast.
Yeah, thanks. That's anyways.
I mean, this wouldn't be for years anyway, right, dude?
We got to start over now.
This is very distant future. So anyways, thanks for joining us, and we'll see y'all next week.
Yes, sir. See you.
Bye.